Hello everyone, this is Karen.
Hey everybody, I'm Shane.
Today we're looking at part 1 of axolotls, the amazing Mexican walking fish.
What's it called?
Axolotls.
Axolotl.
Pretty cool,
Woo,
huh?
okay.
And the vocabulary words are creature.
Creature.
There are many creatures living in the ocean.
Muddy.
Muddy.
Tommy's boots were muddy from running around the park in the rain.
Sounds fun. Resemble.
Resemble.
From a distance, the museum resembles a castle from the Middle Ages.
Yeah, cool. Extreme.
Extreme.
It is of extreme importance that the president receives this message.
Typically.
Typically.
I typically grab a coffee on the way to work.
Me too.
I'm just joking. I don't drink coffee.
I'm lying. Legend.
Legend.
Legend has it that a giant monster lived in this forest hundreds of years ago.
Aw, sounds scary.
Okay. Axolotl.
That's right, axolotls.
Okay. They are so adorable.
Well, I have to admit, you
Yeah.
know, the first time I saw the picture of an axolotl, the first thing that comes to my mind was it's a combination of something really cute and a little bit weird.
It's kind of like in a cartoon. If
Yes.
there was going to be a monster for kids, so you don't want it to be too scary, but it looks really weird.
That's right.
So it's kind of cute, weird looking, so it can be a monster.
That's right.
Right?
But then it's like a friendly monster.
It's so weird looking. It has these like gills so it can breathe that come out of its head.
Like 3 on each
Yeah,
side.
and they look like plants growing out of its head. It's so cute.
I guess so. But they're really, I guess they're really cute. And then their bodies, the length of their body is about like 15 to 45 centimeters long.
It can be pretty big, actually.
Yeah, that's right. And then they can live up to 10 to 15 years.
It's cool because it's named after, it comes from the Aztec language, and it's named after the Aztec god of fire and lightning,
Okay.
named Xochitl.
That's why it's
And
called axolotl.
In one of their myths, he turned himself into an axolotl.
Okay.
And then hid in like a lake or something.
Really? So that's
Mexico,
how
right?
That's
That's where
how
we-
it got its name.
Yeah, we find these in Mexico, right?
That's right, in Mexico.
Cool.
It's pretty cool.
Let's learn more.
Let's learn more about this cool creature, axolotls.
Axolotls, the amazing Mexican walking fish. If you've never seen an axolotl before, you might be taken aback by its appearance. Also known as the Mexican walking fish, this strange but remarkable creature is a rare type of salamander with some unbelievable abilities.
Today's lesson is called Axolotls, the amazing Mexican walking fish. Part 1, Axolotl. That is a mouthful. Hello everyone, my name is Axolotl. No, my name is Jeff.
That's right, and my name is Mike, and don't worry, that title is entirely correct, entirely accurate.
No typos.
We didn't make up that name, and there is such a thing as a Mexican walking fish.
Salamander.
This might all seem to be completely bizarre and crazy, like someone just sat down and started typing words and it doesn't make sense. No, it makes sense, and we're going to show you why.
Anyways, if you've never seen an axolotl before, you might be taken aback by its appearance.
Might be surprised, shocked.
Weird how cool and strange and odd and unusual. Not just the name, but also the appearance of this creature. Yes, also known as the Mexican walking fish. This strange but remarkable creature is a rare type of salamander, not a fish, with some unbelievable abilities. So it's kind of like a fish and it can walk. That does sound remarkable or unbelievable even. By the way, here we have the word creature. It's being used as a noun. Yes, this word's a noun. A creature is a living thing, usually an animal, usually a non-human animal you would call them, or you could refer to them as being a creature. For example, there are many creatures living in the ocean. Yeah, many living things live in the ocean.
Absolutely. Big creatures like whales and little creatures like teeny little shrimp. They're all different creatures. It's not polite to use this for human beings, though, right? We wouldn't call people creatures, but animals certainly, and especially strange or odd-looking animals like an axolotl. We'll take a quick break, and then we'll be back with more about the axolotl. It's true.
Hello， 大家好，我是 Hanny。今天的课文标题是 Axolotls, the amazing Mexican walking fish。哈，什么是 axolotl？ 而且还是会走路的鱼。虽然这标题看起来很怪，可是它没有打错字哦。我们这2天要介绍的是墨西哥盾口螈 axolotl， 它又叫做美西螈，俗称六角恐龙，名字很酷吧？好，它其实是一种罕见的蝾螈，不但外观很奇特，还具有一些这种让人难以置信的能力。好，文中写到 salamander 就是指蝾螈，那么单字 creature 它是指生物，这个字常常用来指奇特的生物，比较不会用来指人。好，另外 Jeff 老在开场的时候用到 typo 这个字 typo 这个字可以用来表达打字排印错误或是打错字的语义。好，然后还有用到 weird 这个形容词 weird weird 是形容奇怪的、怪异的。接把课文中
Axolotls, the amazing Mexican walking fish. Axolotls can only be found in one lake complex near Mexico City. Unlike other salamanders, they spend their whole lives underwater. That's because they don't fully transform from their tadpole stage, preferring to walk around the muddy bottom of the lake. Their appearance also resembles that of a tadpole, with 3 large gills on each side of their head and a tadpole-like fin along their backs. While some axolotls have been known to transform into full-grown salamanders when under extreme stress, this is not common. Typically, axolotls range in length from 15 to 45 centimeters and live for 10 to 15 years. They are usually black or brown, but can also be albino.
Axolotls. They're everywhere. They're all over the place. No. It's the exact opposite. Get this. Axolotls can only be found in one lake complex near Mexico City. Outside of this lake complex, okay, this collection of lakes, let's say, you're not going to be able to find any axolotls out there in the wild.
No, it's safe to say the axolotl is not a big traveler.
No.
Doesn't like to travel a lot, likes to kind of spend time around its home, and its home is in one lake complex, probably an area with several large and some small lakes, all kind of near each other, near Mexico City. That's it. Sure, you might find one in a zoo, but if you go looking for ones in other parts of Mexico or Guatemala or other parts of Latin America, nope, you're not going to find them. They're only in this one area. And here's another strange fact about axolotls. Unlike other salamanders, they spend their whole lives underwater. Oh, yeah, salamanders are what we would call amphibious, kind of like frogs. They spend some time in the water and some time on the edge of the water on the land. But salamanders, which are sort of like frog, lizard kind of mix, kind of, it looks like a lizard, but it kind of has a soft, wet skin like a frog. They do travel around outside of the lake, the water, but not the axolotl. It's always in the water, and there's a good reason for that.
Yeah, there is. Usually salamanders, let's say, they might hatch from an egg and they're in the water there and they become a tadpole, not unlike a frog. But then they develop, they mature, and they turn into a more lizard-like creature. They become more lizard than fish, let's say. Okay? The axolotl doesn't do that. They stay in water for their entire lives, and that's because they don't fully transform from their tadpole stage. Preferring to stay there in the lake there, they prefer to walk around the muddy bottom of the lake, and they stay there for good.
Yeah, muddy, this adjective means lots of mud. There's dirt, there's water, you mix them together, you get this sticky, gooey, dirty mess. If you've ever been out in the rain or walking across a field after a rainy day, on a rainy day, you'll get mud all over your shoes or your pants. Some people think mud is good for putting on their skin, but certainly if you've ever gone swimming in a lake or somewhere like that and you put your feet down on the bottom, if it's not rocky, it's it's probably muddy. If there's not dry rocks or hard rocks down there, there's probably the soft, dirty bottom. That would be the muddy bottom of a river or lake. For example, Tommy's boots were muddy from running around the park in the rain. It's fun to get muddy when you're playing sports, but remember to wash off your shoes before you come inside.
Anyways, more on the axolotl. Their appearance also resembles that of a tadpole, with 3 large gills on each side of their head and a tadpole-like fin along their back. So there you go. It's not a tadpole, but it looks like a tadpole. I know this because this is what the verb resemble means. If you resemble something, you look like that thing. So yes, here we've got this axolotl. It looks like a tadpole. It's similar to a tadpole. It resembles a tadpole. Anyways, for example, from the distance, the museum resembles a castle from the Middle Ages. Is it a castle from the Middle Ages? Maybe not, but it sure looks like one.
There you go. It has a very close physical appearance. Okay, let's move on and find out more. It says, while some axolotls have been known to transform into full-grown salamanders when under extreme stress, this is not common. Wow, nature is weird. So this is kind of telling us that some axolotls, when they're under extreme stress, and that probably comes from the environment when it gets too hot or too dry, sometimes they will continue changing and growing to become salamanders. It's extreme, yeah, this adjective just means great, sort of at the far end of what is normal, right? At the far end of the range of sort of normal into maybe dangerous or strange or unusual or it's never happened before, that kind of thing. It is of extreme importance that the president receives this message. Our example sentence is telling us it's really, really important that the president receives the message. It's a matter of life or death.
So there you go. The axolotl, it can handle a little bit of stress, but if there is extreme stress, tons of it, they'll actually transform into a salamander.
Interesting.
How about that? Anyways, this is rare. Typically, axolotls range in length from 15 to 45 centimeters and live for 10 to 15 years in the water as a tadpole-like creature and not as a salamander. This is what typically happens.
That's a long time.
It is. Here we have the adverb typically, by the way. Typically means normally, regularly. So usually this is what happens, or typically this is what happens to axolotls. Anyways, for example, I typically grab a cup of coffee, or excuse me, I typically grab a coffee on the way to work. This is what I usually do on a daily basis. Anyways, they are usually black or brown, but can also be albino. So if you do see an axolotl in the wild, it'll probably be black or brown, but sometimes they're totally white. They can be albinos.
That would be kind of dangerous if you were hiding in the muddy bottom of a pond or a lake. Black and brown makes more sense. But yeah, sure, we've seen the albino ones, right? White skin, pink eyes, very unusual, but also very striking. Let's take a break and then we'll be back with more about the axolotl.
好 ，axolotl 六角恐龙只有在墨西哥城附近的一个湖区可以找到。那这种生物跟其他蝾螈不一样的是，六角恐龙它完全生活在水面下，这是因为它们在水中产卵，卵孵化成幼体之后，没有完全变态脱离蝌蚪阶段。它们外形很像蝌蚪，那头部的两侧各有3个大鳃，背部还有一片类似蝌蚪的那个鳍。老师们刚刚说到啊，六角恐龙外表还比较像蜥蜴，而不是像鱼耶。那这边补充一下，老师用到 hatch 这个字。hatch 这个动词表示孵化，还有讲到蜥蜴的英文叫做 lizard， L-I-Z-A-R-D lizard。好，那我们再来看单字 muddy 它是形容泥泞的，沾满泥巴的。那我们如果要形容泥泞那种黏糊糊的状态，可以用到 gooey 这个字 G-O-O-E-Y， 它是形容软而黏的，黏糊糊的。好，下一个单字 resemble 它是动词，表示像或是跟什么什么相似。 那课文接着提到说，有一些六角恐龙在极度压力之下会变成这种发育完全的蝾螈，可是这并不常见。它们体长大约是15到45公分，然后寿命大约是10到15年，通常都是黑色或是咖啡色的，可是也有可能有白化症。好 ，albino 这个字就可以用来形容白化的、白子的，当名词也可以用来表达说患有白化病的人或是动物。好，那这边还出现2个单字 extreme 它是形容极端的、极度的。typically 这个字则是指通常、一般的或是典型的，是当副词。接着回到课文中。
Axolotls, the amazing Mexican walking fish. The axolotl gets its name from the Aztecan god of fire and lightning, Xolotl.According to legend, Xolotl turned himself into an axolotl and hid in the lakes of Mexico after being asked to sacrifice himself to the sun god. Therefore, axolotls are considered a spirit animal of Xolotl.
Axolotl. What a name. What a mouthful. Axolotl.
It's not a combination of letters you see together very often.
It's weird. So where did this name come from?
Well, you'll get a clue to that once we find out, where it came from. The axolotl, that strange name, the axolotl gets its name from the Aztecan god of fire and lightning, Xolotl.
Axolotl and then Xolotl.
That's right, but it's all about the Aztecs, baby, because we're in Mexico. And of course, the Aztecs were the great civilization that was based in Mexico City. So if these lakes are nearby, they had, they lived in the same area. And Xolotl was one of the Aztec civilizations, their religion's big gods. Put an A at the beginning. Axolotl. But how does a little weird salamander living in a lake get connected to a god?
There's a story.
I hope so.
There's a story. According to legend,
Yeah.
and here a legend is a story. According to legend, Xolotl turned himself into an axolotl and hid in the lakes of Mexico after being asked to sacrifice himself to the sun god. So the sun god said, hey, you've got to kill yourself for me. And Xolotl said, I'm not going to do this. I'm going to turn myself into a salamander-like, tadpole-like creature and hide in the lakes of Mexico.
If the sun god is looking for you in the mud at the bottom of a lake, is probably the last place the sun god will choose to look.
I just hope that the god of the lakes of Mexico don't find Xolotl. I hope they don't find him.
Don't get the lake gods mad, man. All right, let's talk about this word legend. Of course, this is a legend. It's an Aztecan legend, or a legend from the Aztec civilization going back 500, 600, 700 years. What is a legend? It's kind of like a myth. It's like a folk tale. It's like a fairy tale. It's a story that's probably been told over many centuries, many, many generations, maybe hundreds, even thousands of years. It probably has some kind of moral message, like don't do wrong, don't make the gods angry, things like that. But it's basically a story people have told for a long time. It passes on their culture and their beliefs. It teaches kids lessons, things like that. And of course, we study legends like Greek myths and Roman legends and stuff to learn more about cultures and, the way they did things in the past. But basically, it's an old story, but it's not history. So don't, consider it all fact. For example, legend has it that a giant monster lived in this forest hundreds of years ago. Maybe Sasquatch or Bigfoot, someone like that.
Anyways, before we wrap up today's lesson, we've got one more sentence to read. It says, therefore, axolotls are considered a spirit animal of Xolotl. So there you go. All right, folks, today's lesson is now in the books, and it's time for us to say bye-bye.
Take care.
那么六角恐龙 axolotl 这个名字是怎么来的呢？它其实是跟阿兹提克的传说有关。在阿兹提克文明里面有这个火雷之神叫做索洛特。那根据传说呢，索洛特被要求要献祭给太阳神，可是后来他把自己变成六角恐龙，然后躲在墨西哥湖泊里面。因此呢，这种生物就被认为是代表索洛特的灵兽。这边补充一下 ，Aztec。 Aztec Aztec 它可以指阿兹提克人，我们在后面加上 an 就会变形容词，变成 Aztecan 或是 Aztecan， 它表示阿兹提克的。好，那么阿兹提克文明主要是在墨西哥，我们顺便学一下文明的英文叫做 civilization， 或是念作 civilization， 它是拼作 civilization。好，那么最后来看单字 legend。Legend 它可以指传说、传说故事或是传奇人物。Mike 老师在解释单字时有提到两个名词，一个是 myth。myth 表示神话，还有 folk tale 表示民间传说、民间故事，它是拼作 folktale。好，那单字例句有提到说，数百年前啊，那座森林有住着一只巨大怪物。老师说，搞不好就是在讲大脚怪。老师说的 Bigfoot 或是 Sasquatch 就是指大脚怪咯。好，那么以上是今天的讲解，同学们别走开，马上回来哦。大家好，我是 Hanny， 欢迎收看我们的文法单元。今天要介绍的文法重点有3个，第一个是 if 引导条件句，第二个是 take aback， 第三个是 that of somebody or something 的用法。好，我们先来学 if 引导条件句。if 可以引导表示条件的副词子句，用来表示现在或是未来可能发生的情况，表达出如果怎么样，要是怎么样的语义。那在描述未来情况时 if 子句的动词要用现在式来取代未来式。好，它的句型就是 if 主词加动词，逗号主词加上 will、can 或是 may 再加原形动词。例如 if we don't hurry we'll miss the flight， 如果不快一点，我们将会错过班机。好，那另外呢，如果把条件句改用现在完成式来搭配 ever， 就可以用来强调曾经有过的经验。那搭配 never 则是用来强调过去不曾有过的经验。我们来看2个例句。If you've ever gotten burned by the sun, you'll understand the importance of wearing sunscreen. 如果你曾经被太阳晒伤过，就会知道擦防晒品的重要性了。If you've never read the Japanese manga One Piece, you're not alone. 如果你不曾看过日本漫画《航海王》，你并不孤单。我也没看过，实在太多集，我不知道怎么追耶。好，接着我们来学 take aback。片语动词 take aback 它是指吃惊、出乎意料。那我们常常会用被动语态 be taken aback 或是 be taken aback by something 来表达对什么什么感到吃惊。例如I was taken aback by her rude behavior. 她那粗鲁无礼的行为举止让我感到很惊讶。明明本来还是娃娃音 hello， 然后突然超出。最后我们来学 that of somebody or something 的用法。指示代名词 that 可以用来代指前面提过的不可数名词或者是单数名词。那么 those 则可以用来代指前面提过的复数名词。那我们来看2个例句。The price of gold is higher than that of silver. 金价比银价还高。那这时候我们句子里面的 that 就是用来取代前面提过的 the price. The sleeping patterns of cats are different from those of humans. 猫咪的睡眠模式跟人类不同。那这时候句子里面 those 就是用来取代前面提过的 the sleeping patterns. 好，那么以上是今天重点整理，我们下次见喽，拜拜。
我是 Holly，
I am Shane. Yes. What's up?
可以认真一点吗？
Why?
因为你需要念 topic，OK？
其实我被骂了，天哪
Dude.
Trying to have fun, okay?
No.
Okay, fine. 今天的主题就是我被骂了，被他骂了。
Yeah.
我真的好可怜哦。
没有，工作认真 ，OK？ 要认真。
Be very serious.
Very serious.
OK， 那我们进入对话。
Yes， 进入对话。
OK。 Sorry, I don't. Gee.
What just happened?
I just got yelled at. Frank is such a mean boss.
I'm sorry.
I didn't do anything. I got yelled at again.
Well, if you had worked harder, maybe you wouldn't have gotten yelled at.
Well, no, I think Frank's just mean.
No,
I'm a good worker.
you're not a good worker.
Yeah, I'm very serious.
You suck
Always.
up all the time.
Okay, so to get yelled at. So 一定要真的是大声的吼这个啊，是这样要的吗？
没有啦，如果你骂人很小声，其实也蛮可怕的。
对。
可是腰带其实，这就不是腰带，腰带还是有一点音量的，OK？
OK
就是哎，你今天怎么这样子啦？什么的。
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow, I got yelled at again. Or you could say I got told off.
OK，told off 也是另外一种，就是责骂的另外一种说法。
对，这那个感觉就是因为这种告诉你你哪里不对，然后他们就是要说，哎，你真的不对，然后他们就走了，
就离开了。
对
Yeah.
Well, I got told off.
Yes.
或者是你可以说 I got lectured.
OK，so lecture 这个字，
这感觉是爸爸妈妈会 lecture you.
对 lecture 感觉有点是上对下的感觉，所以就有时候你去学校好了，你的老师对你教课，这也是 lecture。可是如果是被骂的 lecture，就是被说教。对 ，It's like you did something wrong. You need to know what you did wrong.
哇，你好高哦。
Yeah. So.
Yeah. Okay, so if you need help with your English, we are always here. We won't lecture you.
Yeah.
We're going to always be nice.
Yes.
Okay? 靠我们。
就对了。
Yes.
I got yelled at.
I got yelled at.
I got told off.
I got told off.
I got lectured.
I got lectured.